Welcome to Out of the Park, the podcast show where four guys have four different opinions and it's all on sports. Well, I always say four, but two heads is better than one, but a couple of weeks ago, actually almost a month ago, Ryan and I were by ourselves, and now it's me and Anthony. So I'm Vincent Garcia, Anthony Martinez right next to me.
Hello.
And today we'll talk, since it is this weekend, or actually this coming Monday, is a trade deadline.
Yes.
So we'll have trade deadline talks for the first half hour, and then the next half hour we'll talk about the Olympics, mainly the basketball team, and sneak in a little other stuff if we can. But Anthony, we wanted to start off with the standings.
Right.
Because the standings changed a lot last night.
Right.
And I'm looking at, let's take a look at the AL East. Baltimore still on top, but Boston fell back.
Yeah, just a half game, though.
It's just a half game. But Toronto's being Toronto. You know, they're that team that just, like, at the end of the season, they start coming up a little bit, because the same team this is the same exact team as last year. Well, not really same exact, but they had the same scenarios,
same situations.
They came in a little bit slow, but then come like trade deadlines, they just paid off in October. I'm quoting MLB Network, but they say, you know, trades in July pay off in October.
Right.
They did for not the Orioles, the Blue Jays. So could the Blue Jays, since we are both on trades and standings as well, could the Blue Jays, are they set, or could they go for a little bit of a splash? I think they're set, to be honest. I really don't think they're gonna go out there to
There's no reason for them to make a splash.
Exactly. Yeah.
Unless they're trying to be like the dominant super team and just take like everybody, you know, like Golden State, you know, like Cleveland's trying to do, you know. But there's no point.
Yeah, they already have a set team. Yeah, because you got Marcus Stroman, there's their number one, and they're pitching with Marco Estrada.
You got to get rid of somebody like that, like your big names, in order to gain someone to get a splash, because there's no way you're just going to be able to trade like your farm league or your farm system pitchers just for like some splash, because that's no way it's going to happen. But I don't, like you said, I don't think there's a reason to do that. I mean, sure, they got beat by San Diego yesterday, but, you know, San Diego has their days.
But. Yeah, but I mean, and last year, I mean, like, they needed that.
Right.
They needed that splash because they had people to trade.
Right.
And that's how they got Tulowitzki and David Price. And speaking of David Price, he's pitching tonight against the Angels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Price versus Weaver with the Red Sox being in town for Big Papi's last weekend in Southern California. Well, he's coming to Dodger Stadium too this year, right?
Right. I think so. Yeah.
So it's not really his last Southern California visit, but it's his last Angel Stadium visit. So, I mean,
you trying to go see that, man?
I want to, but it's time.
True.
Time just works against you, doesn't it?
No, so I get what you're saying, man.
And plus, I would go Sunday, but with the weather, how it's acting, forget it.
No.
It almost feels like August. In fact, it's like, I was looking at the temperatures really quick, and it says like low of 68 today. It's like, yeah, right. I'm sweating every night.
I was getting a little drenched on the way to the studio right now.
Right, exactly. And you're wearing white, and white is
reflective.
And I'm wearing black, and I'm okay.
But with the Blue Jays though, there's no reason for them to make a splash. Like their last records against the Diamondbacks, they won both games. Against the Mariners though, they kind of had a falling out, but whatever. They got a game out of it. But against the Padres, they did all right. They won 2 out of their 3 games. So, like you said though, Batista's doing well. Donaldson, Tulowitzki, Saunders. You know, there's no real reason for them to make any splashes.
So you can say the same thing for the Red Sox. I think, the Red Sox already got theirs. They got Drew Pomeranz. They got their lefty. You know, you got David Price as your lefty, but that's it. You kind of need that extra. They have Wade Miley, but Wade Miley isn't much of a starter anymore as he was with the Diamondbacks. Right. He's kind of like that middle relief pitcher, or maybe that lefty specialist, because he's been coming out of the bullpen. And if anything, the Red Sox make the playoffs, you got Wade Miley to use as the left-hander specialist anyway. So he's going to be pushed to the bullpen, because if you had the 5-man starter or rotation, it would go Price, Porcello, Pomeranz, and Stephen Wright.
Right, I was going to say Stephen Wright.
Yeah, so you have your 4-man set, and you have 2 lefties, which will help depending on who the Red Sox would face, either in the wild card game or if they win the division. whoever they face, in the divisional series.
Right.
Okay, so that's the AL East. Well, really quick, Yankees, sellers. It's pretty obvious. I mean,
They have to be at this point.
And it's kind of surprising because when is the last time the Yankees were actually sellers? I think
maybe 90s?
No. I was gonna say before Steinbrenner.
Oh, before Steinbrenner.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I really think before Steinbrenner, that's when the sellers start kicking in. Or that's the last time they sold.
They have to start selling because they're lucky that they have the Rays.
They're really
Because if not, they'd be sitting in. I don't know. I don't know if dead last would be the appropriate word, but they would be last because they're pretty much there. It's just that the Rays are saving them. The Rays are making them essentially look better. Than
Okay.
I mean, they lost to the Astros 4-1.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
Okay. AL Central. Detroit's 4.5 behind Cleveland. Cleveland right now, they're being buyers. Jonathan Lucroy, we talked about him last week.
It's the year of the land, man.
It is the year of the land. But last week we did talk about Jonathan Lucroy. Ryan, had really good argument or really good facts saying that Lucroy can handle top pitching.
Right.
He's got Corey Kluber, he's got Carlos Carrasco, and Danny Salazar. Jonathan Lucroy, perfect guy.
Yeah.
And it'll probably happen eventually. It's just who the Indians are willing to give up. It's most likely they're going to go to their minor league system.
It looks like right now, based upon trade rumors, that the Brewers catcher Jonathan Lucroy is a perfect fit for Cleveland, but it all boils down to prospects.
Yeah, it's who you're going to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cleveland right now, they're in a win now scenario. I mean, Cleveland they've been setting up.
Yeah.
Because
they're slowly stockpiling.
You know who they're like almost like, well, or they're similar to how they've worked their system on who they have in the major leagues or who they get called up. Houston and Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because Kansas City is not in a big market.
No.
Kansas City is in the last, they're in the top 30, they're in the bottom half, 25 maybe.
Right.
They're along with the Rays and they're along with, they're actually the two lowest markets in the major leagues right now. But Kansas City, they got Ben Zobrist in a trade deadline, last year. But look who else they had via, as young prospects, because Lorenzo Cain was a prospect with Milwaukee, and he wasn't ready in the major leagues yet. So when he got traded for Zach Greinke to go to the Royals, the Royals farm system worked Lorenzo Cain up to be their starting center fielder.
Right.
Alex Gordon, a veteran, started with Kansas City. Eric Hosmer started with Kansas City. Salvador Perez started with Kansas City. Alcides Escobar, I think he was also in that trade too. In Milwaukee, but he worked with their system and worked his way up. Yeah. Mike Moustakas started in Kansas City as well. Right. Then you look at the Astros: Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve. Those guys started down with Houston and worked their way up. So Houston. They did have a couple of veteran guys like Colby Rasmus is a veteran as well. Evan Gattis is a veteran. Who's their first baseman?
Oh man, I'm coming to a blank right now.
Yeah, but you get my point though. That's why Houston is being the team that they are, because they're starting young and they're working their prospects up.
Right.
And that's what the Indians did with their guys too. You look at Corey Kluber and Danny Salazar and Carlos Carrasco. They're three top pitchers, and even Trevor Bauer, even though he was with Arizona and he got traded to Cleveland, he was still a young guy working his way up.
Right.
So right now, Cleveland, they've worked their way up. Now they just need the veteran help, and they need that one big bat, and Jonathan Lucroy is it.
Yeah. Let's see with Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland.
Yeah, no, you just gotta. Yeah, it's their year. It's gotta be their year. Seriously.
I mean,
not for the Browns though.
No, never for the Browns. That's one thing that they can never fix in Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland's stacked with pitching. I mean,
yeah, totally.
even like you said with the farm system, they've got a ton of guys that are more than willing, ready to go for the postseason. You got Mike Napoli in there. You got, for me, a little bit of a favorite for me because of a Dodger connection, but Juan Uribe, I've always liked him.
Yeah.
Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
I mean, Come on.
Yeah,
and it's there to lose, really.
In fact, what I've heard, or what people are saying, or writers and analysts are saying would be a good fit, and I would agree, and I kind of do. I have a feeling it's going to happen.
Okay, what is it?
Carlos Beltran to the Indians.
Beltran?
Yeah, Carlos Beltran is. I mean, it's in like, it's kind of like one of those like, oh, just a scenario that would work kind of thing, and you know, Carlos Beltran. Think about what he did when he was with Houston.
Okay.
You know, he was with Kansas City. He was, Rookie of the Year. He did all that stuff in 1999. 99 he won the Rookie of the Year. And, he was like the poster boy of the Royals, but the Royals, he became a valuable player, and the Royals, being in a small market, didn't have the money for him.
Right.
So they traded him to Houston because Houston was on that track to go in the playoffs, and eventually they faced they lose in the championship series to the Cardinals, but they were just that team like, wow, like Houston.
Yeah.
And that was back in 04.
Right.
That's when they had, the Killer Bees with Biggio, Berkman, and Bagwell, and then Beltran to add with it. So Beltran is a guy who can push a team towards the playoffs. He did the same thing with the Mets, and he did the same thing with the Cardinals. He is a playoff guy. The only thing is, he's been unlucky because of who the teams he has faced. 2004, he had a chance to go to the World Series against the. He had a chance to go to the World Series with the Astros, but he faced a Cardinal team that just was a little bit better because they've had playoff experience, whereas the Astros are like, this is kind of new for us.
Right.
And then in 2006, had a chance to be the hero against the Cardinals again. But Adam Wainwright just had the nastiest curveball you ever saw in Game 7 of an NLCS.
Still does.
And he still does, yeah. And he strikes out Beltran. And then 2013, he finally goes to the World Series with the Cardinals that he always beats. And then he just faced a Red Sox team that was going through the Boston Marathon attacks. So Boston, you had the city behind. They had more of a push because they had the city behind them, and the country was behind Boston too. So they had a push. So Carlos Beltran has just been unlucky against the teams he faced.
But for Beltran though, I don't really like the fact. I mean, he, like you said, he has the caliber to win a World Series, but I don't understand his decision making. Like this was put out like maybe 13 hours ago or so, maybe less than 24 hours ago. Carlos Beltran stated on the Yankees that he wants to stay in New York. There's no point. What are you gonna do in New York?
I think right there. If you want to stay in New York, that's just saying that you want to get a raise.
That's basically
you want more retirement money. Is what you're doing. That's the thing about players late in their careers when they go to New York.
I mean, he's 39 years old.
He was 39. He is, but I would think he would have a win now mentality, but. It would be great if he did go to Cleveland and he could,
he should go to the Astros,
or even Houston, but go back. Yeah. Who knows? I mean, but he's perfect in an American League because he can DH.
Right.
You see, he's not at that. He's not outfield material. He's not his old self.
Right. Of course.
He's at the end of his career, so he's got to be in there for the DH.
Right.
So that's why I hope he goes to Cleveland. I hope it happens. But with the Jonathan Lucroy situation, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, and plus, like you just said, I think Beltran is just trying to stack up retirement money at this point. Because if he's saying, I want to stay in New York, like I said, why? Why other than the money?
Yeah.
Because obviously you're not trying to win a World Series at that point.
No, totally,
Because what do the Yankees really have to offer at this point? Like maybe a couple pitchers and then.
Well, Andrew Miller's on the talks now.
Yeah. So it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
As a competitor standpoint, it just doesn't make sense to stay at a team that you know you can't win with.
Oh yeah. So AL West, Texas is on top. Houston is 2.5 back. And it changed. That really changed in a week because last week when we were here, Houston was actually in third behind Seattle.
Right, and then
thanks to
the Angels were like in fourth, I believe.
Yeah, and then we dropped, I think, a game and a half.
Yeah, it's a game and a half, yes.
Yeah, and you think that will the Angels be sellers too? I mean, I heard this on the rumor mill. Houston Street to the Nationals. We just gave the guy an extension.
Right.
The Angels just gave Houston Street an extension, and now he's on the market. But the Angels owe a lot of money.
I mean, the Angels are listening to rumors for Matt Schumacher and Hector Santiago.
That I'm not surprised with. I wouldn't be surprised if Hector Santiago's on the market because there's a lot of let's just say this. Every team needs pitching. That's one. And two, every team needs a lefty.
Right.
You got to have that lefty, whether it's the bullpen or in the starting rotation.
Let's see. You
got the lefty specialist.
You got your Lincecum, you got Weaver, you got Schumacher, obviously, that we just brought. Santiago. Let's see. Joe Smith, Jared Richards. Who do you give up though from your a farm system guy, or maybe a guy that's not getting as many rotations?
Well, no, the Angels are most likely going to be sellers. I mean, if they go on a hot streak, right now.
So do you give up Hector Santiago?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
is that the reasonable decision? Is that the right decision?
Well, right now it's as an Angel fan, they need to rebuild. I'm sorry. I mean, I know they have to, exactly, because
they were supposed to be the all that team when they started pulling in
when Jerry DiPoto came in. I know, yeah,
exactly.
But the thing is, it's just the reason why the Angels don't want to do it is because fans don't want to hear that word. Out of all the words,
nobody likes hearing the word rebuild.
Nobody likes. There's two words nobody likes to hear. Sports fans don't like to hear: lose and rebuild.
Oh yeah, because then that coincides with losing.
Yes, exactly.
Because that means if you have to rebuild, then it's there's a real reason why they're losing.
But rebuilding has helped. It has helped other teams. I mean, the Angels have had a rebuilding year. That was in the late 90s. Because after 1986, after the loss to the Red Sox in the postseason, that's when the Angels started, okay, we need to figure something out. Because veterans aren't helping us out. Yeah, we're getting the top players, but it's not working.
Right.
So therefore, they started rebuilding. And in the late 90s, they get Mo Vaughn, didn't work out, thought to get fans, but it really didn't help much. And then that 2002 team, those are all farm system guys.
Right.
The only guys that were not that were not part of the Angels farm system in the starting 9 lineup, three. Brad Fulmer, Adam Kennedy, and Scott Spezio. 3 guys out of the starting 9 were not original Angels. They were all signed via free agency or a trade.
Right.
So that goes to show, if the Angels rebuild,
well, they're likely they're going to succeed.
They're going to succeed, exactly. Then I've seen the Angel farm system. There are some good players down there.
Right.
It's just that some of the guys, either A, they're not producing as well in the minor leagues, or B, they're getting hurt. One example, Roberto Baldequin. Shortstop, out of Cuba, signed him to $8 million signing bonus. Guy keeps getting hurt.
Right.
If he stays healthy, then there's a shortstop of the future.
Right.
Alex Yarborough, pretty crafty second baseman as a switch hitter, but not producing as much. Caleb Coward, who was supposed to be the Angels' top prospect 2 years ago, actually. Guy's not hitting as well. That's the only issue the Angels are having. They have the prospects, they have the talent, but they're not showcasing. The guys are not.
It takes time.
Yeah, I know it does take time, but the Angels have a mentality of no, it's got to be right now. You can't do it right now.
Kind of like the Lakers.
Yes.
It's got to be a right now.
The Lakers are doing that right now. You know, when I heard the Lakers, they're going to free agency. No. Focus on the guys that you got growing up.
You got Ingram in there. You got D'Angelo Russell. That's actually good talent despite of what's going on around him.
Yes.
They have good talent, young talent that can potentially in the future get them back within the playoff talks and get them, maybe one day if you surround yourself with enough talent and experience, maybe take them back to the former glory.
Yeah, and then also Randall Clarkson. You have young talent. You don't need the free agency. You just need to work on that talent.
The Lakers have always depended on free agency before in the past when they've had Kobe and Shaq, and they've always had the big names to trade around in order to get that win now mentality. Like the Angels need that win now.
But the thing that bugs me about the Lakers, I know we're changing sports, but I just want to put it out there.
Yes, might as well.
The thing about the Lakers is that when they use free agency, it's for big man. Whatever happened to drafting a big man? Why can't that be in the scenario?
Like New York did.
Like who?
Like New York did.
Yeah.
Got themselves a big man.
Yeah. With Porzingis, correct?
Yes, Porzingis.
Yeah. They get a big man. But the Lakers say, no, we're going to sign big man. And look, they did it with Shaq. They did it with Powell.
It's because they're depending too much on...
They did it with Kareem.
They did it with Kareem as well. But nowadays, they're kind of being more dependent upon the fact of you got to have somebody who's already established. That's why they signed up Mozgov, which they shouldn't have done for that type of money.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's been getting a stupid amount of money. But for him, like, come on. Like, what did he really do with Cleveland during that time there? Yeah. Like, yeah, he's a big man. Yeah, he has sort of okay skills. But, come on, 75? No,
yeah, exactly.
No way.
Yeah, so
That's a crime.
Yeah, the Angels, they got to accept the fact that they have to rebuild sometime.
Right.
So, I mean,
they can also kind of bank upon the fact right now that the Rangers are going on a hell of a losing streak right now, and Seattle right now. Like, the whole AL is just kind of right now on a slope.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like weren't the Angels at one point first place, and then they dropped back down to now they're down to last place and somewhere in the middle.
The Angels were never in first
second place.
I think they might have been in second place.
They were second place at one point. I do remember that.
Yeah, and last year was just ridiculous. You know, at the All-Star break, first place, and then guess who? And they face Houston and get swept, and then Houston eventually, well, they took the wild card, but still. The Angels had to depend on the last game of the season to see where they're going to be.
Right.
And out of all the games that Houston had to lose or win or whatever, they lose the last game, but the Angels lose too, and they don't get that one-game playoff.
Right.
And plus, not only that, the Angels, they have to go to the farm system because 3 guys, Tommy John surgery, Andrew Heaney, Garrett Richards, and Nick Tropiano. Mm-hmm. When you got 3 pitchers that are your future pitchers, these are pitchers of the future. Mm-hmm. 3 guys, 1 lefty and 2 righties, and they got Tommy John surgery. You have to rebuild.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't go out there and just say, yeah, we need 3 big arms. No, you can't get 3 big arms just like that. You just can't do that.
I mean, like with your big guy Weaver. I mean, he's 8-8 right now. I mean,
I know, yeah.
5.32 ERA.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 61 Ks, but that's not even like a scratch compared to David Price's 145 Ks.
Yeah, seriously.
And 4.51 ERA, but you know, like you said, the farm system is the way to go at this point. They have to at this point, and they will just to make playoffs a wild card or something like that.
Well, I saw the draft this year for the Angels, and they got some really good players.
Yeah.
They got a lot of well, it was kind of half and half pitching and half defensive players, and it's a start. You got to even it out, exactly. And it's a start, so we just got to wait and see. Okay, now let's flop over to the National League side. So NL East, Washington, and your sleeper team, the Marlins, are 4.5 back. And we said last week the Marlins aren't going to be buyers. They really don't have to. They don't have to. They got it.
They actually just reinstated D. Gordon.
He's coming back tonight. And he already gave out his apology to the Marlins fan base and to the organization.
As he should.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be a good sport about it. You know you did something wrong. And D's one of those guys that he knows.
He was like me and Drew said. He was legit one of my favorite Dodgers. At this point, and he was a really good player. Like, he reminded me of Dave Roberts. If you needed his base stolen, you sent in D. Gordon, and you knew either way, no matter how hard you were gonna try, he was still gonna somehow get that base.
Exactly.
He put in that effort all the time.
Yeah, and now Washington is having trade talks, but they're actually not focused on the bats or the starting pitching. They actually want a new closer because they're not satisfied with Jonathan Papelbon, and that's why Houston Street is on the market as to the Nationals, or that's like the rumor mill, as you could say.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
I've heard rumors so far that Washington they're having potential talks with Kansas City with pitching so far.
Isn't Greg Holland out for the year though? Because that could have been the choice. I mean,
this was as of yesterday.
Well, yeah, yesterday.
It looks like though Washington's gonna go after a big name. It isn't really for sure who, but they're looking to give up at least 3 of their farm system.
I kind of don't see it, to be honest, because like, aren't they already set up? I mean, yeah,
it says they're interested in Wade Davis, and they're gonna give up a few farm system pitchers for Wade Davis.
Wade Davis is actually the closer for the Royals.
Right.
Well, he's actually the interim closer because Greg Holland, he injured himself last year, actually almost like last August, I think it was, or last September. He was out for the postseason, so Wade Davis had to be the closer for the entire postseason for the Royals.
Yeah, because Papelbon lately just been.
He lost it.
Yeah,
he needs to go back to Boston because he's the perfect guy for Boston because of how quirky he is and how much of a weirdo he is.
Right.
He's perfect for Boston because Boston's known as the idiots. They're the idiot town. It happened in 04 and it happened in 07.
Well, if you ask people in Boston, the city of champions.
Well, yeah, it's both. Yeah, because you got the Celtics, you got the Patriots and their dynasty. And then you got the Bruins and their history, and then you got, of course, Boston, the Red Sox with their 3 championships since 2004.
Right. It looks like, though, Washington's willing to shop around Lucas Giolito, their right-handed pitcher, their shortstop, 23-year-old Trey Turner, and then their outfielder, Victor Robles. It looks like a lot of their farm system guys.
Yeah,
they're willing to give up for Wade Davis.
Yeah, because right now, Washington, they are in a win now. Well, Washington,
they're always sort of in that win now.
Ever since Bryce Harper made his debut, they've been
and Strasburg,
Scherzer. The Nationals organization has been working on. Okay, we need people to win for this guy.
Right.
That's why they got Scherzer, and that's why
they pulled in Murphy.
Because you take
Murphy killed it against the Dodgers. I remember that in the playoff series, and Murphy. I remember, I think legit it was Murphy against the Dodgers.
It was.
It totally was the Dodgers. If it wasn't for Murphy, I'm pretty sure the Mets still win.
Yeah.
But they don't pull off a couple last minute game heists like they did with Murphy.
Yeah.
And then against the Cubs as well. But
yeah.
We all know what happens.
Okay, speaking of the Cubs made a big trade, which is probably the biggest trade since, in this past week. Aroldis Chapman going to the Cubs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Chapman to the Cubs?
Yeah, so his time in New York is done.
Looks like he's going to debut, though, against the White Sox at one point.
Well, Chris Sale's coming back, actually, today after his stupid suspension.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, seriously. If only it happened last week. So the other two,
right?
Drew and Ryan on it to see what
Ryan would let him have it.
Oh no, Ryan has it, gives it to everybody anybody who does childish things. He did the same thing with Lionel Messi.
He's essentially our little Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so. With the Cubs, they're 6.5 in front of the Cardinals.
8 up against the Pirates.
So,
and then the Reds are just drowning somewhere.
The Cubs, they're actually the first team to get to 60 games as of yesterday.
Yeah, everyone else, even the Giants are still at 59 games right now.
Well, actually, there's 2 teams at 59. That's the Giants and the Nationals. Right. And
Giants, Nationals, and that's
the
Dodgers are close.
The Dodgers are close. Yeah. So, what does Aroldis Chapman mean for the Cubs as a setup? He's a setup man.
Right.
And he's obviously going to be the 8th inning guy because they already got their closer in Hector Rendon. And then Pedro Strop, who is actually the 8th inning guy, he's probably going to move down to the 7th inning.
Right.
So, what do you see with the Cubs? I mean, they're taking the playoffs. They're going to go to the playoffs regardless. Even if they're done with trades right now.
Right.
I think they're done. They're not going to go.
Did you see their closer last night against the White Sox? Their new guy.
They have a new guy?
Yeah, they had I forgot his name. I was out at the bar. I was watching the closing against White Sox versus Cubs, and they showed off one of their newer talents that they got, and he was just dealing it. Every pitch was at least 100 miles per hour, 102, 103, 199. Just
You sure it wasn't Chapman?
I don't think it was Chapman. I don't know. Maybe my eyes may have been.
Was it a lefty or a righty?
I think it was a righty.
Okay, then it wasn't Chapman.
Yeah, because it looked like I mean, it may have been Chapman. I don't know. Last night I was more focused on my food than I was at the game that I was looking at. But the Cubs, what I see with Chapman, I see World Series, baby.
Now you see the World Series.
Now I see the World Series. I like, you know, obviously I have like my Dodger roots are saying, no, what are you saying? Well, it's just facts, you know.
Yeah.
What I mean? The Cubs got it stacked.
You know, I actually kind of was surprised though. Once I did hear that Chapman got traded to Chicago, I said, "Isn't Chicago already set up?
Chicago's already set to win." I mean, yeah, they got a little short, but you know.
And you know, we talk about the farm system working their way up. This was it. The Cubs were that team. You know, I mean, they did have a couple of trades. Like Addison Russell was a trade from Oakland. Chris Bryant, you know, started with the Cubs. Anthony Rizzo was actually from Boston, and then he came to the Cubs.
It was actually sorry. It was Chapman. It was a non-save Cubs debut.
Okay, there you go. So, I mean, we got a little too excited there. Man, look at this young prospect. No, dude.
No, sorry. Like I said, I just saw, like, heaters, and I was thinking, like, damn, who is this guy? But it's Chapman.
Yeah, so, okay, so you say, now you do say World Series, even with Chapman there, but who knows? Chapman hasn't had much playoff experience, so we kind of don't know how he's going to be.
I mean, that's how you get it, though. You know what I mean?
Like, you find out, yeah.
You find out for yourself. Like, even though you don't have the experience yourself.
Well, he's gone to the postseason. He did go with the Reds back in 2010.
Right, but I'm just saying, though, like...
12.
Yeah, even though he doesn't quite have all that experience, what better way to get it than to face the teams that do have the experience? And that's how you get better over time, is it taking on the best, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure the Cubs will face the Mets again.
Yeah, they probably will.
So, I mean, that's even better for him just to go up against the Mets. Then you got the team already behind you saying, like, damn, we got to beat them. There's a point to prove. And then, like, we just got to get to a World Series already.
All right. And then the amazing thing about the Cubs is they're doing this without Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a blow to Cub fans when he, you know, tore his ACL and he was, you know, out for the season. But at the same time, they have the support.
Right.
That's the positive about what the Cubs had this year. Is like it wasn't based around one guy.
Right.
It's a bunch of guys. Let me just say this. This Cub team is kind of like a Dodger team. Here's why. Because when you go to a Dodger game or when you go to like anywhere in public,
right.
It's not like here for the Angels, there's two jerseys you only see that people wear or T-shirts. Mike Trout and Albert Pujols.
That's basically it.
You see Dodger fans.
Maybe a couple Weavers.
Maybe. But then you got the Dodger fans. How many jerseys or T-shirts do you see? You got Puig. You got Gonzalez.
Kershaw.
You got Kershaw.
Kendrick now.
Kendrick. No, I was actually going to say Peterson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Peterson's jersey.
Now Seager.
Seager, yeah, I've seen a couple Seagers. It's like, wow, there's Seager fans out here.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like a variety.
And now, Kendrick, I think, is coming up there a little bit.
Yeah, they're starting to gain momentum.
Yeah.
Everyone likes Utley.
Well, I haven't seen much jerseys of Utley jerseys. And then you look, and then going back to the Cubs, what are the jerseys that guys wear? Bryant, Rizzo, Arrieta,
Hayward.
No, they're buying Haywards.
Yeah.
Fowlers, I think there's a couple out there.
Yeah.
Russells, Zobrist. It's like there's Schwarber is also popular. Yeah. It's like the Cubs are like the Dodgers. It's like they have popular guys that everybody wants to like buy their jerseys. Like you see, like I said, the Angels you only see two jerseys. If you see an Angel red, an Angels jersey, or an Angels T-shirt, and you look on the back, it's predictable. It's Trout or Pujols. That's it. But then you look at Dodgers, you think
it's a variety.
Yeah, it's not like, you have
choices.
It's not like you see a Dodger jersey and you're like, oh, that's Kershaw, like right off the bat. You turn around, it's like, oh no, it's Peterson.
It's
somebody else, or it's Seager. Yeah, that's what the Cubs team is.
Kike Hernandez, like what is this?
Yeah, and then you look at the Cubs, it's like that's what that team is.
They have options.
Support. There's options, exactly.
It's just that the Dodgers, though, difference with them with the Cubs is that the Cubs actually have pitching.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Dodgers have like 2 or 3 still good pitchers. I'm forgetting the Dodgers' name now. For
there's Norris,
the Japanese pitcher.
Oh yeah,
Maeda, yes. He actually did really well in the beginning of the season. You see him with that home run he did against the Padres in the beginning of the season?
Yeah, and he was late to the plate.
Yeah. I mean, I have a little bit of hope in him.
You know, it's funny you say that because like when I would play, I would like be quick, like putting my gloves on and stuff, and the next thing you know, I ground out or something.
Yeah,
and then he's quick, putting his gloves on and late to the plate, he hits a home run. Really?
Even Kershaw was like, what? Really? this guy. You mean this guy? The one who's late. You're going to tell me this guy is the power hitter.
Well, at least he was ready to hit, though.
That's for sure. Ready to hit.
And speaking of the Dodgers, Josh Reddick is in talks.
Really?
For the Dodgers. But Josh Reddick has also been talks with the
around as well.
With the I think the Cubs have been talking about him and the Nationals. I think.
Cubs.
But. What do you, as a Dodger fan, Reddick to the Dodgers? For me, as a baseball fan, I kind of don't see it. What's the point?
Tell me what he's done. Tell me what he's done.
I really don't know. I mean,
exactly.
He's just been like a poster boy for the A's. Right. He's just been the poster boy, and the popularity, like. He's the reason why there are people in the seats of Oakland Coliseum. I mean,
it would make like for the Dodgers, it would make sense just to get like a poster boy, just so it can get like Dodgers fans more calm and more like, hey, look, like we can actually come up. Like we pulled up a poster boy. Come on, like we got someone from the AL West who's like a dominant figure over there.
Yeah, and
considerably.
And also the one thing that got me too, like why Reddick? Don't they have enough left-handed bats?
They do.
Look, Seager, Grandal, even though he's a switch hitter, but he's mostly lefty.
Right.
Gonzalez, Peterson. They're already stacked with They're already stacked with lefties.
Yeah.
So why an extra bat? I don't understand. So
I think the Dodgers are a little bit too concerned with power and like more with hitting than they should be, because that's always been a problem with the Dodgers. They've always been more concerned with their hitting.
What do you think they're set? Is their lineup set? Is their lineup set that they really need to go out for somebody else?
I think they may need to pull in a pitcher. Just one.
They need the pitcher is what it is.
No, one good starting pitcher.
Edison Volquez is an option.
No, one good rotation pitcher.
Edison Volquez is a rotation pitcher.
I'm just saying though. Besides him, I'm saying though. Other than that though. Like, just to have options. So, because you're not going to play him every single time, you know what I mean? Because then after a while, he's just going to... That's it. I think that's what caught up to Clayton Kershaw. I think that's the reason why I'm pretty sure he's going to be out. Because with the Dodgers in playoff time, who do we go to?
Yeah.
Clayton Kershaw. And they have him pitching complete games almost all the time. Because they know Clayton Kershaw is going to get the job done no matter what. And he's going to want to stay in.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, though, that's a smart choice, obviously. You get a good rotation pitcher in, but... I think they may need to trade a couple of farm system guys and able to do that. Like, I would hate for that to happen because the Dodgers have always come up with a good farm system.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to. They have to.
It is hard to say that because, like, it's... You know, they like you said, they have gone through farm system guys, and that's how they've succeeded. But the thing is, when you got the richest payroll, when you got the highest payroll in the major leagues... let alone maybe sports, almost, you're buyers. Of course. You're buyers because you're going to go for the big names.
Right.
That's what George Steinbrenner did with the Yankees all those years that he was the owner. And the Yankees, of course, continue to do that because it's Yankee tradition. You can't break the Yankee tradition, even though it's probably going to be broken by next year.
Right.
But that's what happens when you have owners who have billions of dollars. You can afford the best players, and you forget about farm systems.
Right.
That's why it bothers me when teams go for big players because it's like it's not. Let's just say this: it's not guaranteed you sign the biggest players, you're a world champion.
No,
there's no guarantee. How long did it take Alex Rodriguez to get a world championship when he came to the Yankees in 04?
That took him some time.
It took him 5 years.
Yeah,
it took him 5 years to get that first championship ring, and it's like. And, you know, he was the big-name player, but it took him a while.
Exactly.
Derek Jeter didn't take him that long to win a championship, and he was a draft pick.
Exactly.
Derek Jeter got drafted, and it only took him about 1 year, because he won in 96.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't get much playing time, it still counts.
Yeah, he still got the ring.
Yeah, he still got the ring. He did help out, actually. But it took him a year, because he made his debut in 95,
Right.
and in 96, he was a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he was a starter now I think about it. And then he went in 98, and 99, 2000, and then back in 2009. Yeah, it's like, that's what bothers me about.
I think the Dodgers need to get rid of Ross Stripling, Bud Norris, and
You can't. No, you just got Bud Norris.
get rid of him. I don't like the fact that he got here anyway. He needs to get the hell out of here. And Pedro Baez, I've never liked Pedro Baez. He's always blown it. He's always been such a choke artist. Every time I heard his name at Dodger Stadium, I thought, oh, there we go. It was a nice lead. It was nice while it lasted.
Jeez.
I mean,
Sound like Fernando Salas on the Angels.
Basically.
Oh, no.
Even though we got Bud Norris, no, it's like, I don't know. The Dodgers' decision making up there, I don't understand it. At least get rid of Liberatore.
Why? Liberatore's like your best lefty. Didn't he have like 36 consecutive scoreless innings?
Yeah,
scoreless batters or something?
At one point. But what has he done recently? A big fat zero. He hasn't done anything. Every time I've heard his name, like I said with Baez, whenever I hear Liberatore and Baez, it's like, oh man, like it was a nice game while it lasted. I think I'm gonna go up and get a Dodger dog or something.
Speaking of Dodger dogs, AM/PM, like, yeah,
That's the one thing that got me happy about AFA. It got me a little bit more motivated to actually go to the gas station.
yeah. Okay. Well, we got 20 minutes left, but I figured we'd save the last 10 for the Olympics, or maybe the last 15.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get this in the picture, or in the conversation, because
What's that, man?
Chris Sale.
What's going on?
Well, no. Well, Chris Sale is making his return tonight from his 5-day suspension for what he did with the uniform stuff. It was a confliction with the uniforms. He didn't like the throwback uniforms, so what he did is he tore it up. Basically, he cut them up with scissors and was disappointed. And he said, "Well, I'm not pitching tonight in this." So he gets scratched and he gets suspended.
Obviously.
So, what's with players and immaturity? What's with these professional athletes? Like,
It's always gonna happen though.
but shouldn't you lose your immaturity after you graduate, after you get promoted from junior high, maybe 6th grade? After promotion, not after graduation, after promotion.
Yeah, it's kind of a mixed thing there, because there's still a lot of times with the great athletes sometimes where you still have to deal with their attitude.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kobe dealt with that, these past few years. Because some Laker fans have been saying, like, oh, Kobe's being selfish because it's his team, it's what he wants. It's like, well, why don't you be the owner and make decisions?
Well, who else are you going to depend on? Like, yeah, you're going to be pointing fingers saying, oh, Kobe's being selfish, Kobe's doing that. Who else is going to be taking the clutch shot in the last seconds? Who? Who else do you
Somebody
got?
needs to step up, yeah.
Somebody needs to step up, and then even then, nobody wants to because they know they got Kobe either way, and now they have to do it this season because Kobe's gone.
Yeah.
They have to. Somebody has to be that guy, and like as I've seen in the summer league, D'Angelo Russell has actually been stepping up.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've seen the highlights too, and it's just like, yeah, there's your future right there.
D'Angelo Russell.
It's
There's
just
no
that-
reason to trade him.
Yeah, there is no reason to trade him.
You
It's
get rid
just
of
that,
Nick Young.
yeah, I think so too.
You have to get rid of Nick Young.
You want to talk about drama? Nick Young has all the drama.
Yeah, Nick Young is the one that's the drama. Like D'Angelo Russell, like I know it's kind of like switching sports again, but it's
No,
and the fact of the matter though is get rid of Nick Young, get someone fairly decent, get like a young guy that you can send down to your D League
Yeah.
and build him up there, and then maybe in the halfway through the season just throw him back up. Like not this season,
Yeah.
but I don't know, maybe this season. But pick up somebody young. Pick up somebody that that's got potential.
Yeah.
Obviously everyone's gonna be looking at in the Lakers organization like somebody's got step filling in Kobe's shoes. Don't put that pressure on him.
Yeah.
There's no reason to put that pressure on him because nobody's gonna be the next Kobe. I mean, there's always gonna be that comparison of the next LeBron James now because LeBron, and then there's going to be the next Kobe or the next Michael Jordan. But
there really isn't, no.
There's no reason to put that pressure on him like that, because then it's like, hey, you got it. It's this whole organization is counting on you.
Yeah.
Because then you're just going to collapse the guy.
Yeah, exactly. No, I hear you.
That's what they did to, I know he's not a young guy, but that's what they did to Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Because they put it on him. They're like, hey, you're a big name, you're in L.A., win.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because I remember when people were buying Howard jerseys, it's like, oh, so nobody's buying Kobe jerseys anymore?
Yeah, because everybody thought Howard was going to be the next great hope. Like, now we got Howard, and then once Kobe leaves, Howard's going to take over.
Snoop Dogg bought his jersey.
Exactly.
Like, really, Snoop? What happened to Kobe? I thought he was your man.
Like, Snoop's got like thousands of variations of Kobe jerseys.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what happened.
Hey,
that's what happens though. It's just that they put too much pressure on these young guys and these new guys to be like, you're in LA.
Yeah.
It's either you win or you leave. And even
Yeah.
then, I think it was stupid though on the Lakers part where they're trying to keep Dwight Howard. Like, get rid of him. He did nothing anyway.
Well, speaking of Snoop, I remember what he said at the roast of Justin Bieber. He said, Shaq, you're my favorite Laker of all time. Unless I'm chilling with Kobe Bryant.
It's true though.
No, it's true.
I mean, if I was hanging out with Shaq, I'd be like, dang, you're my favorite. But Kobe's over there.
Yeah, Kobe's over there. Yeah.
So I'll see you later, Shaq.
Yeah. Okay, so with 15 minutes left, let's talk about probably everyone's, our favorite sport in the Olympics, basketball.
Obviously.
Yeah, and we got a chance to look at the roster before we started and the selections. We want to talk about the selections, and let's just say, man, I like the young guys. That's for sure. Yeah. A lot of the young guys on here because I think that this is
DeMar Rose and Kyle Lowry.
I think the young guys it is.
Yeah.
This is the future USA basketball team. The next standard, yeah. Because we've had the Dream Team, we've had the Redeem Team in 08, 2012, whatever that team was. Just the Bring It On team. I don't know.
Something.
Yeah. This year, the USA's they're gonna take gold. It's just a matter of how Spain's gonna do,
and then the fact of how many points they're gonna blow out each team by.
Yeah,
basically,
there's gonna be a 60-point game eventually.
I mean, they already have had it against China though, when they've already done a bunch of their showcases when they've been traveling around. And they did it in LA. They blew out China like 55 points.
Yeah, exactly.
By halftime.
Yeah,
come on. China's never going to be able to stop Team USA.
No. Even with Yao Ming, if he was still healthy.
Even if you brought back Yao Ming and put him in his prime without any injuries, he's still not going to help him out.
No, seriously.
Like you said, Spain, maybe a couple guys from Brazil may put up a challenge. Some guys from France, because actually, the France team usually do put up a good amount of players that come out of there.
Well, yeah, because Tony Parker has a big following. It's kind of that's
and then Nene as well.
Is Nene?
Yeah. They got a couple. They're not big dominant players, obviously, but they still got some decent players in France.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going to beat them, but they'll probably make it a close game.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is. That's how it is with international sports. Is once you see somebody in the professional league in America, you have a following.
Right.
And that's how sports get big. It's when the Dominican Republic with baseball.
Right.
There were a lot of
names. The main thing I think of when I think of Dominican Republic, I don't think of the island. The place. I think baseball.
Yeah. And that's how you said France. It's really France, but I thought about it. It's you have a point because with Tony Parker from France and playing in the NBA. You want to be that person. Right. So you have those kids growing up and saying, you know what?
If Tony Parker can do it,
so can we.
Or Nene can do it.
Yeah.
You got a big man coming out of there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're not just reduced to the couple sports that they've always been surrounded by. They got options now.
Yeah. So Carmelo Anthony, I believe he's the oldest, 32.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, are you surprised with LeBron being out this Olympic?
No,
because here are the two guys that kind of stood out to people when they backed out. It was Steph Curry and it was LeBron James. Steph Curry makes sense. Remember, he was injured,
Right.
so he wanted a rest.
That makes sense.
No, that makes sense. But LeBron, look, I understand. You just won a championship
After
with Cleveland.
the final 6 times in a row.
Yeah, you got in the final 6 times in a row. You gave Cleveland a championship like you promised.
Right.
I get it. You want some rest and stuff.
Right.
I think now I think about it, I think he's burned out. He's burned out from all
But
that.
I think if he
from what he went through in Cleveland, winning a championship for a city who suffered for over 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of want to get on the guy, just like, come on, what about the U.S., man? What about your country?
But he's already done it. That's the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course people are going to be still...
Well, Melo's done it too, and he's still back.
Yeah, but they need a captain. Who you're going to put that captain? You're going to put that band or that captain on DeAndre Jordan?
No, you put it on Durant is what you do.
Oh, yeah, Durant. But Paul, what, are you going to put it on Paul George? Like DeMar Rosen? DeMarcus Cousins?
No.
Harrison Barnes?
No, not even Harrison. No.
Exactly.
The guy's 24.
That's why they needed at least one guy back from that redeem team. They're like, come on, like, please, like, come on. You've already got the experience. Like, we need a captain on here.
Yeah. I mean, I do like the young guys, that's for sure. I mean, even though it's the future right here.
Right, this is the future.
This is the future team. I mean, like you said, Kyrie. Here's what bugs me about Kyrie.
What bugs you about Kyrie?
Why do you take Kobe's jersey number? Why?
It's what's available. No, because I guess Kyrie is starting to get close to Kobe. Because they said after he won his finals championship that he FaceTimed with Kobe in the locker room, and that he was talking to Kobe. So I think maybe Kobe is kind of like, even though he shouldn't be, kind of like, I don't think he's essentially putting him under his wing.
There's no number 2 available.
No, it's kind of but then you gotta think though, like you gotta probably like, who has Jordan's number?
DeMar DeRozan, actually.
Exactly.
The 9.
So why do you give DeMar DeRozan that?
That's what I'm saying.
Who do you give? Magic Johnson's jersey. You Larry Bird's jersey. Like come on, like it's an insult, but it's just how it is.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't blame Team USA. It's just like, oh, okay, we expect it though. They just expect legends to come and go. They expect superstars to come and go. It's just like, oh, okay, well, Kobe's gone. All right, cool. Well, at least we got Steph Curry next, and we got LeBron James.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, not that. Okay, we got DeMar Rosen. Let me take that back. I was gonna say DeMarcus Cousins, but
yeah,
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think this team is what if they take the gold this year, which they should. Yeah, it's well actually every year. No, every Olympic it's always medal, gold or bust for the U.S.
Of course.
After that bronze year, it's kind of like no. Like after that 04, getting the bronze in Athens, it was kind of like that was when it said no, we're not experiencing this again. And that's why Kobe came in 08, and he came back in 12. If only he was healthy enough to play this year, it would have been so beautiful.
Oh yeah, to have Kobe on the Olympic team just for one last hurrah.
Yeah,
for the Team USA.
Oh, it would have been so beautiful.
It would have been.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's gonna see about Team USA's winning percentage, while compiling an impressive 126 wins and 7 losses.
Since when?
Since the first fielding a USA basketball team, since the Stars in 1992.
Oh, since the Dream Team?
Yeah, since the Dream Team.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think since like 08, they've only lost 1 game or something.
Yeah, it says 46-1.
46-1, that's right.
In exhibition games.
Yeah, in exhibition games. Who was that one loss? I'm just curious.
Now I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna look that up in the meantime.
Was it Russia?
Probably like some stupid team that they didn't
Slovakia.
Probably like some like low cut team that they didn't take seriously, and they just threw in like their college guys or whatever. They put in, like some rookies, and like, all right, man, just go ahead, do your thing. And then by the time they realize, like, oh, we're gonna lose against a bunch of nobodies, and then they lose.
So it was like Michigan against Appalachian State in 2007.
Oh, dude, what the hell?
That's one of the greatest upsets. Like if only I saw it live. And then it makes me think about remember The Longest Yard, when Adam Sandler tells the warden, "Hey, you guys need to do like a pick-me-up game or something." It's like a pick-me-up game. What do you mean? It's like every single year we start a game against Appalachian State, kick their butts every time. And guess what happens? 2 years later, after the movie came out, the biggest upset you ever saw in the big house.
Dude, that was just timing. I think someone from Appalachian State just watched that movie like the week before. Was like, "Hey, you guys are being jerks. You know what?
Hey, you know what they? Hey, I bet you their film study. This is their film study. They watched that scene of Longest Yard.
Now win."
Exactly. They watched. This is their film session. Watch Longest Yard. That clip. Okay, now let's watch film. Wait, what was the beginning part? Inspiration. That's what it is. This is the kickstart. This is gonna get us going. Okay, we got about 5 minutes left. So, time went by fast.
I know, right?
Well, it actually goes faster when you have 4 guys, to be honest.
Usually it does.
Usually, yeah, because we get really into it and stuff. And oh man, next week, and since we're on the Olympics start next week.
Yeah,
next Friday.
Already.
And you have been the Late Night with Colbert connoisseur.
Yeah.
And almost a month ago, actually, you said don't swim in Rio.
I did.
Which is probably the best thing that's ever happened on this show.
Oh,
is that quote? Yeah, it's
true though. Because Rio is still in shambles.
Yeah,
like, Rio's a great city. Well, I'm gonna pull a Donald Trump. Rio's a great city. Yeah, I love it. But it's amazing. I love the people. But Rio is still in shambles.
I know, but like, after seeing what Rio has gone through and like what we see in the pictures and like in the video, or like the footage that we see, how did it win? Like, a couple of years ago, how did it win? It's just
because it's Rio, and then like the fact of the matter, like prior around the time was like, oh, they got the World Cup, might as well just bring it back to Rio, and then plus like as well, it's like it's paradise, while you're in Rio, like while you're in Sao Paulo and those areas, you know what I mean, like the nicer areas.
How Rio gets like how not fantasized, but like maybe fantasized.
It's
but
a beautiful country.
No, it is. It's like it's kind of like okay. How Rio is, it's kind of like what we experience in LA. Okay, when you watch a movie that takes place in Hollywood or LA,
you see the really fancy parts.
You see the fancy part. You see like the nice, the cafe. Yes. You see the scenery, and you see the.
But you don't see the Skid Rows.
Exactly. That's what bugs me because like
you don't see the little restaurants and the shopettes or the mom and pop shops that are barely struggling to get by. No, you see the U.S. Bank Tower. You see the Staples Center. You see the Ritz-Carlton building.
Yeah.
You see like the main city, Main Street. You know what I mean? Like Figueroa. You see like the really nicer parts of the apartments and all that. You know what I mean? But
then this is like you. But like I said, you watch a movie and then you see how glamorized LA is, and then you drive down LA, you see nothing but tents on the streets because of the homeless people. Right. That's what real. That's why
nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, I know. I get nobody wants to see it, but it's like you would think the Olympic Committee would like second guess what Rio is going through. I mean, because like
they're still going through a lot still, considering the fact that like a lot of their money and a lot of their public funding went over to the World Cup, and that FIFA like dug their hands deep into Rio's pockets and like left them there with like 8 great stadiums that are just being bus parking lots.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have like one of the greatest looking like beautiful stadiums you have in Rio or in different parts of Brazil. And what are they doing? You can't even play football in them anymore. You can't even play soccer in them anymore.
Do you think the Olympic Committee should have waited a couple more years for Rio to be considered?
Like the next year? Like the next Olympics?
Like they should have, because remember, the World Cup was in 2014 in Rio.
I think either way, Rio would still be in a state that it's in. But, you can never really tell with time, though. I mean, who knows? Maybe it may have been fixed up. Who knows? Maybe the water may have been cleaned up. They might have. But if it wasn't though for the Olympics, though, there wouldn't have been such rising concern, and there wouldn't be such care about now helping Brazil.
Yeah.
Because before people were like, oh, Brazil. Okay, cool. It's in Brazil. Wait, what? The water is what? You
can't swim in it.
Zika virus? Like wait, what? Like the buildings are still not done?
Yeah, and that scared off a lot of people. And we're about to wrap things up, so we got our last thoughts in for sure. Yeah, at least we got it in. Well, we'll see you next week, and that just wraps up our show. We'd like to thank you for joining the 2 of us today. Hopefully the 4 will be 4 next week. So, Anthony, we'll finish off with last words. What you got?
Goodbye, Foles.
Oh, Nick Foles.
Goodbye,
I
Foles.
just thought about that. Yeah, good job. Okay, even though it's coming from a Packer fan, who would have thunk?
He's in L.A. now. He was in L.A.
Yeah, he was. And my last words, Aaron Rodgers, don't be jealous of your bachelor brother.
Hey, you leave Rodgers out of this.
I know. So for Anthony Martinez, this is Vincent Garcia out of the park.